Hey, what's going on? Luke here, and for today's video we're going to be talking about South Sydney Rabbitohs, Latrell Mitchell, and the possibility of him becoming the best fullback in the league in 2021. Now, honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I think James Tedesco's got that cemented. Even if Latrell Mitchell had the best season, I still think James Tedesco would be classed as the best fullback. You add in Pappenhausen and a whole bunch of other fullbacks that have been killing it lately. I think Latrell's got a lot of stiff competition in regard to that. However, if he plays to his potential, I think Latrell is more than capable of doing it. It's just a matter of whether he can actually reach that potential. We've seen glimpses of it. We've definitely seen him be the best centre in the world. We saw him kill it at the Roosters at the centre position, but he's moved to the Rabbitohs to be fullback, and we saw him sort of hit the ground running, but not hit the ground running last year. He definitely looked good. He definitely looked capable of playing fullback, but he didn't look as damaging as what he was in the centres. However, as the season went on, we got to see Latrell grow and grow and grow, and unfortunately the injury stopped him and probably stopped the Rabbitohs from properly contending for a premiership. Now, Corey Allen did a fantastic job, but you add in having Corey Allen and Latrell Mitchell on the side, you're obviously going to be a better team. And Latrell, he is just a better fullback than Corey Allen. I'm a Bulldogs fan. I've got Corey Allen at fullback. I would happily take Latrell Mitchell over him. It's just a fact. Latrell Mitchell is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of player. If you've got the opportunity to have him in the side, you take him. And that's why it kills me that the Bulldogs didn't try and get him back when he was on the market as he was trying to leave the Roosters, as the Roosters said he could go. Because I think it was obvious he was going to be a gun fullback. It was just a matter of how long it was going to take. Now, I think the media sort of gives Latrell a bad rap. As of late, I feel like it's done a total 180, and a lot of the media has actually sort of been backing Latrell. And I think that's because you can see the form on the field. You can see how he's playing. I know Greg Alexander has now come out and said that he sort of needs to live up to the potential. You know, he's too old to be just the potential player. And I agree, but at the same time, I feel like he's not the potential player anymore. Being 23 years old, over 100 games, it comes to a point where, all right, we've got to stop going, oh, in a couple of years' time, he'll be one of the best. It needs to be this season, but I feel like he's made great strides in terms of doing that. And I think if he stays injury-free, I think he'll have an incredible season. Honestly, he's my smoky for the Dally M. And like I was talking about earlier, whether that will make him the best fullback in the game, I don't think so, because James Tedesco will be there. I feel like Tedesco's always going to have the good stats and stuff. So even if he doesn't win Dally M fullback of the year or whatever, I think we kind of know that James Tedesco is the best fullback. But I think Latrell Mitchell is a must-have for New South Wales. He's a must-have for the Rabbitohs at fullback, and I think he's going to have a hell of a season. I saw him in the trials. He looked very slick, and I feel like an underrated aspect of Latrell's game is his vision and his ball playing. At the Roosters, we got to see glimpses of it because he did play a little bit of fullback. Obviously, he's great with the ball. He's strong. He's got a lot of Inglis tendencies, but I think he's got better vision than Greg Inglis. Inglis had the natural talent and had all of the physical skills to go with it. And to be honest, Latrell is pretty much the same, except a little bit better in my opinion. I think he has a higher ceiling than Greg Inglis, at least at this stage in his career. I mean, Greg Inglis, we all saw how good he ended up being. Literally one of the best players of all time. Transitioned into a lot of positions, 5'8", centre, fullback. And it seems weird for me to talk about vision and that, but I feel like Greg Inglis' best aspect was his fend and just his speed and his size. Whereas Latrell, I think he's actually got great vision. He's got great ball playing skills, better than Inglis, but the rest of the stuff as well. He's got the fend, he's got the step, he's got the speed, he's got the size, he's got all of that stuff too, but he's just got the ball playing abilities. And I think it does help that he did play a little bit of 5'8" for the Roosters a couple of years ago. I think that was an aspect that maybe a lot of people at the time weren't sure about. I honestly think Trent Robinson was looking to move him to 5'8" once Cooper Cronk was injured, but then Latrell just wanted to play fullback and too much money and salary cap and all that sort of stuff. Kyle Flanagan became available, so they sort of shifted because it did seem like they were playing Latrell Mitchell at 5'8" a lot of the times when they didn't necessarily have to. I know they're resting players in that, but there were other players they could have chucked in, like Lachlan Lamb, who's playing right now for the Roosters. He is the current halfback for them, you would assume anyways, going into 2021. But yeah, definitely did seem like there were some plans to shift Latrell from centre, and obviously he did end up shifting from centre, moving back to the fullback position that he started his NRL career at, and it's obviously at the Rabbitohs. I think he fits in well with that side. Whether it was at the Roosters, I think he would have been able to do a good job, but he's always going to have Tedesco in front of him. I was talking about how Tedesco is probably the best player in the world, best fullback, and even if he doesn't get all the plaudits this year in terms of winning all the Dally M awards and all that, he's still going to be the best player and the best fullback. He's just got so much consistency around him, and he's got the years put in as being that good. Whereas Latrell, this would be his first proper dominant year if he is to sort of just come out and destroy. But look, he definitely has potential to do it in this side. I think it heavily favours him. You look at Cody Walker, Adam Reynolds. Adam Reynolds is such a good organiser. He's got an amazing kicking game. You add in Cody Walker's running game, and also he's not too bad himself in terms of organising and that sort of stuff as well. But just in terms of fitting into a side, I don't think there's a side better fit for Latrell Mitchell than the Rabbitohs. You add in Damien Cook as well. There's a lot of speed that he can work with, and obviously he's got the big size about him, so he can palm off plays, he can create stuff, and just the fact that he's got the ball, it's going to sucker in defenders. They're going to be like, oh shit, well, I can't let him go one-on-one with Latrell. He's just going to palm him off. So I've got to come rushing in, and then that leaves old Alex Johnson on the wing, or Josh Mantor, whoever it is. Even Josh Mantor is a big inclusion as well, because he's such a big body himself. He can barge his way over, and he's also got the speed. So whoever's on the wing, I think would be good. Dane Gagai is another one. There's a lot of attacking threats in this Rabbitohs side. Cameron Murray, lots of guys who can get the arm away as well for an offload, which is obviously going to benefit the Rabbitohs immensely, especially with all these new 60-gun rules. All they're doing is speeding up the play, and the Rabbitohs obviously have a really, really quick side. Even Adam Reynolds is no slouch. We've seen when he actually runs, he's quite damaging. We've seen probably the best play of Adam Reynolds is when he runs the ball, which is probably something he doesn't do enough, but I mean, he's got a lot of injuries and stuff under his belt. He's getting older, and when you've got the guys like Cody Walker and stuff around him, you don't necessarily need to, but he is capable of doing it, and I think Latrell Mitchell is going to benefit from all of those players, and it's going to make him a lot better player going forward. It's just like the Roosters side. Now, James Tedesco, he probably would have been a really, really good player at the Tigers, but would he have been that elite level fullback? He was already playing for New South Wales, and he was on track to doing it, but going in and playing in a top tier team that's always winning, you're obviously going to increase your rank, like just by default, because you're winning. So everybody's going to look at you differently. If Pappenhausen had come through the Bulldogs, everyone probably would have went, yeah, he's pretty good, but he's a bit small. Is he that much better than Nick Meaney? But the fact that he's playing at the Storm and he's got all the eyes on him, they're winning every week, it just creates a lot more hype for him, and that's what I think Latrell's going to benefit from. And I know the hype can sometimes be bad. I mean, look at Joseph Swiley at the moment. He's got so much hype that unless he comes out and scores like 3 tries every game, he's going to be looked at as shit. Kalen Ponga is another one. There's so much hype about him. Even if he doesn't have a great game, he can have a couple try assists, but no tries himself, and maybe miss one tackle or something. Everyone be like, yep, super overhyped, doesn't deserve his pay packet. And I think the same thing can happen to Latrell Mitchell, but I think the fact that the Rabbitohs are probably going to win a lot of their games this year, and just the players that are around him, they just complement him so well. I can just see him having a great season. I can see him winning back his New South Wales jersey, albeit in the centres, but I think centre is his best position. But fullback, if you want to play him at NRL level, you want to get the most out of him, I think you play him at fullback. But in terms of just being damaging, the centres is where it's at. It's kind of like Tom Trbojevic. Great fullback. You can have him at fullback. He can be one of the best, but you chuck him in the centres and he's still going to be damaging there. It's just a matter of level. For the money that you're on, centres don't really get that sort of money. So if you're going to be paying them elite amounts of money, you want them to be involved as much as possible. And that is probably a thing that Latrell sort of gets talked about the most, is that he doesn't get involved enough. And look, that is the case. But at the same time, you don't want players just running it willy-nilly, just for no reason, just taking a hit up for no reason, killing the attack, because it does happen. You do see fullbacks and stuff just taking one-out runs and not really doing too much, whereas Latrell Mitchell, I feel like he can interject himself in there perfectly, and he's got the side around him that can help. Like, he doesn't need to take every single run. He doesn't need to take those back-breaking runs that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck does. The Rabbitohs have a really strong forward pack. That's what they're for. You got your Dry Arrows, you got your Burgess, you got your Cameron Murrays. They're the one who are going to be making the meters, and then it's time for Latrell Mitchell and the rest of the squad to take advantage of that. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. I just want to do a video talking about Latrell Mitchell and just the fact that I think he's in for a big 2021, and I don't think that's a secret. I feel like a lot of people are talking about it. I think we've seen the trial form. We saw all his little flick passes and his damaging runs and all that sort of stuff. So it's not exactly a surprise that I'm making this video and talking about it. But at the same time, just he's such a controversial person, and it's kind of like he hasn't really done anything too bad, but he's still a controversial person. And because of that, I think people drag him down a lot in terms of his ability, and I don't think it's deserved. So yeah, I just wanted to do a positive video on Latrell Mitchell. So there you go. Leave in the comments section below, what are your thoughts on Latrell? Do you think he's going to kill it at fullback this year, or do you think he'll have a fall from grace? Do you think he'll get his New South Wales jersey back? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, while you're leaving a comment or reading the comments, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. It's really important in terms of growing the channel, so definitely go ahead and do that. Turn on the notification bell as well. It lets you be notified immediately. Sub boxes suck. We all know that. So turn on the notification bell. Also give me a follow on social media. It's on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke on YT for the most part. Mr. Luke is just my Facebook as well. So go ahead, give me a follow. Snapchat's Mr. Luke on YT as well. So yeah, that's all of my plugs out of the way. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more content on the channel. I'll see you next time. See yous.